I wanted to do that. Anyway, I guess our our candidate didn't do too good in the Iowa.
Why not?
Well, second, he's not the type of person to be second. He is always like to be first. He's always been first. And but anyway,
You know what he
Iowa.
was when all his staff told him don't even bother going there because they're all a bunch of evangelicals and this and that, and you'll never do good in Iowa. And he was like 2%.
Yeah,
So they told him
I
don't even
know.
bother going, and he ended up second.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is phenomenal.
I think it is, but if, knowing the way he think, knowing that he always like to be first and like to be the best, I'm sure then, and I tell you, I was very, very surprised to see how humble he talked last night after that. And this is what I've been trying to tell him all along. Stop that big mouth thing. Stop that because attacking the other candidates. It's okay to talk tough about the wall. It's okay to talk tough about the ISIS. It's okay to talk. That's what people wanted to hear. People don't want to see a family quarrel. People don't want to be. And besides, I believe Donald Trump need to lead by example. He need to give the example and not become another Republican. Then is always fighting among each other. It is ridiculous that these Republican people.
How do you not at least make comments about the people that you're competing with in the nomination, though?
I don't. I know. I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm not running for office. I don't have anybody telling me what I should do or what should I do. If it was me, Clark, I will ignore all those comments. I will tell people what I'm going to do. That's what people want to hear. People wanted to know, what are you going to do for us? What are you going to do for this country? Not for us as a human beings, as a person, as a single resident of this. What are you going to do for the United States of America? That's what people want to hear. If Ted Cruz wanted to attack me, ignore him. If Marco Rubio want to attack me, ignore him. If I don't know whatever happened to Jeff Bush, he was not there to be found anywhere, right?
Well, the exclamation point, I guess, wasn't big enough. Jeb, exclamation
Okay,
point.
so
I don't know. I don't know what
I mean,
happened to
in
him.
my opinion, like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm not a candidate. I'm not a campaign strategist. I'm not a campaign manager. I'm
Have you
not
heard
in.
the latest?
Eh?
Cruise Gate? You haven't heard about Cruise Gate?
Yeah, I hear about that. That would be something that let the media handle it. Don't bother with that.
Well, no.
You know.
Cruz was saying that Carson
Yeah.
dropped out and went home to Florida, so he got all his votes. That's why he won.
Oh, and now they doing an
Cruz
investigation
was
on
like
that.
10 or 11 or 12% or something.
Yeah, now they
So
doing
he
an
got
investigation.
12%, so he only won by 4. So he stole 8. That's why he won. He would have lost by 8 if he hadn't have stolen.
Yeah,
Cruz's
well,
votes.
if he's responsible, he should pay the price. If he's not responsible, it shows you that he's not a leader. Because if he doesn't know what his people are doing, and this is my point, it's always been my point, if the people in office cannot control their people, they should not be in an office. If people cannot be the leader and get the respect and be able to control the people that work for them or work with them, then they should not be considered a leader, period.
agree.
I believe that is something that it has to be put. If he's guilty, in my book, he's guilty no matter what. If that is true, if that happened, well, it did happen because
Was it told? Was that put out there or not? That's all.
yeah.
We have video. We
Or
have
could
tape.
could it have been done by somebody who infiltrated his camp that was working for somebody else?
Oh no,
You know,
a spy
we're-
now.
there's
Oh
a-
my goodness.
Oh yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot
that
of that
happened.
going on,
That
you know.
Of
happened.
course.
That happened.
That's politics.
Yeah, well, it's time to stop that politics. It's
I
time.
agree.
It's time to stop that politics. It's time to start working for the country, not for the party and not for the candidate. You know, that's my opinion. What
Trump
is
didn't
your
bitch
opinion?
about it. He said he was going to buy a farm there and left for New Hampshire.
That's it.
So that's it.
I saw so many of the candidates. The script that they were talking about, if you saw it back when the Iowa primary began, you would say that's straight from Trump. Now they're all saying it. I mean, it's just a parrot contest. But we need to look. We don't need to get too excited. They love to get you in a frenzy over this.
Right.
They love to divide and conquer. And this is a horse race, and look, and this one's coming up on the outside, and this one's, and and they all got a reason why this happened. That Donald. All I ever heard was what a brilliant strategy it was to tell Fox to go jump in the lake.
Well, I
And
think
now that's what cost him the election. I mean, they all
No,
just they spin it any way they want. It's just ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah, I would not
How-
be surprised if that came from the National Republican Party. I would
sure,
not be
whatever.
surprised at all.
Sure.
And Cruz has
I'd be
nothing
surprised
to do.
if it didn't.
Yeah.
that's
How
true.
many
They're-
times does the Iowa
They're more
primary
against
or
him than they
caucus
are
winner?
against Trump.
How many times does the Iowa caucus winner ever went on to be president?
Not that often, unless he was an incumbent.
It's very it's
I
very
think they've
very
picked
unusual.
Six elections they got right, and 4 or 5 of them were incumbents.
No, I didn't.
So-
Of course, I didn't know anything about the Iowa caucus procedure until I supported Ron Paul. And there were 2 segments where Ron Paul ran for office. There was repeated evidence of voter fraud and manipulation of the vote count. But nobody ever talked about that on TV. You'll never hear about that. That's
Or anywhere else for that matter. And that was in the era of Sue Loudon. I want people to know that. She was a manipulated person and she wanted to do whatever is good for Sue Loudon, nobody else.
Well, no, that's not true. She's
Well-
going to reconvene that
Yeah.
national convention that was held up north, and she's here. I'm pretty sure it's only been like six years or 8, all closing in on 8 years after she said she was going to reconvene it.
Yeah.
So she's had some time, but she's looking for the right place to conduct the
okay.
meeting. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody. I asked her about that
I
on
don't know.
KDON, and I got thrown off the station. So
That is my personal opinion, and this is my radio show. I'm entitled to my personal opinion. I believe that Sue Loudon is not a friend of Nevada. I believe that she's not
I was
doing
being
the right thing.
sarcastic. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I don't think that she is what people think or what she made people believe that she is.
She's got a nice smile, though. I'll give her credit for that.
Beautiful smile. Yeah, but that doesn't make you a leader.
It doesn't mean I want her making decisions regarding my life.
No, I know, and I think it is it's a shame that the people get to be in that high in the position, and then they turn around and she could have been. She was when she started. She was young. She had a good record. You know, I don't know if she did anything in politics, but I believe she worked at the Sahara Hotel, right?
I believe that's probably how her husband and she met. I don't know about that. I don't know anybody that knows him, but I'd certainly give him credit. At the time when he put the casino deals together, I was heavily involved in creative finance and in real estate. And you know, he bought He bought the Hacienda Hotel, the Sahara Hotel, and the
He went from the
Santa Fe.
the hacienda. I believe he tried to get the Tropicana, or he did the Tropicana.
he bought
then
three hotels,
the Marina, and
Initially.
the Stardust,
and he bought them for less than
and
you,
the Maxim.
he bought them for
and the
less than you
Maxim.
have in your pocket. He
Gee,
bought
you don't
those
think
three
he was a
hotels.
front man or anything, do you?
Huh?
You don't think he was a front man or anything, do you?
Wow, I didn't thought,
Hello?
I assumed he had backing. If that's what
That's a
that's
front
what-
man.
Well, I don't think that is true. I don't
But
think
the,
we should.
the contract
I don't think we should
included
do.
no money.
I-
They were definitely don't wanters, and they sold those
I-
hotels
I
because
don't
they believed he
think,
could do what he said he was going to do.
He
and he
bought
did.
I
the
don't think,
hotels
I
from
don't
the
think,
previous owners.
Let me tell you this.
As a
I
front
don't.
man
I
for
don't
the previous
believe.
owners.
I don't believe the Harry Reid will approve a gaming license. You know, Harry Reid is a very honest, very dedicated human being. And let me clean my
Can
my
you check
mouth.
his temperature, please? You're a little closer.
He's the one in the in the gaming commission and the gaming control. He veto everybody, and he give because the gaming control denied the license to Paul Loudon. The gaming commission denied the license, and then Harry Reid, as a chairman, he's entitled to. He veto all the votes and give the license to Paul Loudon to open to get the
Well,
gaming license.
You know, you can't get too confused about evidence. That's just that's. For
It's just evidence,
yeah.
you know. But I, as a matter of fact, I saw the editorial for tomorrow in the Las Vegas Tribune, and it's talking about that. It's talking about the fact that he got a quick tongue. He says stupid things, and then he apologized. Is that what we want? To continue in Congress? You know, we should not being able to, we should not continue with the Reid inheriting the Reid dynasty. We should stop that. Anything that smells Harry Reid should be taken off the table, completely off the mind of the people. Harry Reid, it has been always, and it will be always, an obstacle for Nevada. That's my personal opinion, and I'm entitled to that. As long as I live in Clark County, Nevada, I am entitled to my opinion.
Term limits, term limits.
Yeah, he's the poster boy for that. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, now he got, actually we wrote about that a few weeks back. Now he got Cortez Masto running for his seat. He got Ruben Kewen running for something else. He got Dina Titus, and he got all the bases covered, all the bases. So they are going to be, he's going to be the puppeteer. He's going to be the one with the strings moving all these people. He's not going to retire. The only way he can retire if he have another encounter with his brother.
They said
That's
that-
all.
Well, he has a lot of hours, no doubt, involved in that solar project with the Chinese. He's
Yeah.
established the connections and to bring it all about. Now, since he couldn't get it through, it encountered a glitch. You know, he's definitely going to keep his hand in that. That's probably multiple millions of dollars, and that's. It amazes me that they never have enough. They talk about humble beginnings, and they never have enough. They just.
And you know,
It's so easy for 'em, I
another
guess.
thing that the people need to realize. All these liberals talking about the millionaires and how greedy but everyone sitting in the Senate and the Assembly and the Congress in the United States is a millionaire. Why are they bitching about the millionaires? Why are they complaining about the millionaires?
Trying to
You
keep
know-
the competition down.
I don't understand. It's unbelievable how these people are. You know, they're bitching about the millionaire. Well, he's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. Well, what are you? You are a millionaire too. There's
That
no one.
sounds good to the middle American people that you're bitching about the.
No, I don't think it
Called a
sounds good.
hypocrite.
It sounds it make it look like they are insulted the intelligence of the residents and the citizens of this country.
Well, how
by
about when they say they're
pretend-
going to give them free this and free that and free that's not insulting the intelligence
Of
of the
course,
people?
it's the same
That's
thing
what
that
they do
happened
all
with
the time.
same thing that happened with the immigration issues.
Right,
You
it's
know,
insult. They're
two
total
times
insult.
he ran for president. Obama said he was going to stray the immigration reform. Nothing. Hillary Clinton got the same pattern that Obama does. I'm gonna make everybody legal. Nobody's gonna make anybody legal because the president doesn't have the power to do that.
Don't forget he's got the pen and the phone.
Well, but I
He
mean,
doesn't have the
and
Fifth Circuit in Texas, though,
if the
apparently.
president can do that, then might as well avoid, delete, expire the Congress, expire the Senate, expire.
Now,
That
don't
would
give
be
him
good.
any ideas now.
That would
That's,
be a good idea. That's a good platform.
Sure, start new, with new people, new
That's
faces.
the term
Oh,
limits.
okay. I thought
It's
you
those
just
people-
totally disbanded.
How about
No.
one term and you're out? If no one wants to run, okay, fine, don't run.
Yeah,
Just leave the
One
seat
turn,
open.
you're out.
Open, sure.
I mean, this is the way people, but people without you, this is talk. This
I
is
don't
nothing.
understand what's wrong with gridlock. That's what we want. We want nothing coming out of Washington.
Without-
we have 800,000 pages of the Federal Register now. How many more do we need?
Without the people's action, all we do here is talk.
Shut down
Talk
the
in the air.
government, but leave the Veterans Park open. That's my solution.
That's why I said if this thing doesn't change in November, I'm gone. Period. I'm gone because I know I will be ending up in jail and prison for opening my mouth too much.
Well,
You know?
I'll go wherever he sends me, and I've had a judge that
Who?
illegally and unlawfully put me in jail, and I met people that I would never have had contact with, and I like to think that I influenced some of their lives. I'll go wherever he sends me.
Even if you've
That's
served your
Who's
sentence,
going to send you? Who is
a
he?
higher
it doesn't
power.
matter.
Oh,
Because up in Oregon, the people got out of jail for lighting their fire, which was just a backfire that the Bureau of Land Management does all the friggin' time. So they were just doing what they needed to do to protect the property, and they served their sentence. They got out of jail, and then the next guy in the BLM or whoever it was throws him back in jail for 5 years.
He said
they
they
already
didn't-
served their
They
sentence.
didn't do enough time, so they
Well,
locked
there
him
you
up
go.
again.
So
Oh,
maybe
by the
you
way,
haven't
on
done
that,
any
I
time
don't-
yet. Maybe you need to go to jail.
I don't-
What's to prevent someone from doing that?
Please, no more suggestions about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Up there in Oregon and the land up there were some unaccounted for minerals that were, it's my understanding, were just discovered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the federal government,
And
because
around that land that they're trying to get?
they care about
What
the
a
children and the
coincidence.
people of this
Right.
country, they decided that the best way to protect the minerals was go up there and steal the land.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Well, it's all the government land. The whole country's the government's, and they just let people use it. You know, you can graze your cattle as long as you pay us a certain fee.
Pay the
All
tax,
things
yeah.
belong to the government. All money is the government's. They just rent you a little of it that you can use, hopefully to create more money that the government can grab. So, it's all, everything's the government's.
and
and
that-
I believe that what the Bundes did in Oregon, it was a crazy thing to do because.
well, let's talk about that. Because
Wait a minute. Let me finish my opinion.
Okay,
Then
okay,
you
go
can
ahead, go ahead.
you
go
can
ahead.
enlighten
Okay.
my intelligence a little bit. I believe that 15 people cannot make any kind of changes. It cannot give anybody the impulse. It either has to be well done or it has to be done differently. I believe that those, what was it, 11 people, 12 people? How many were there?
There's four still keeping control of the
How
federal
many
building.
people started with a takeover?
15 to 20, I think.
15 to 20. And I don't think
It hit
will-
all the news.
Yeah, so anybody else join them?
No, but it hit all the news. What else are you
yes,
going to
there
do?
there was one, Pete Santilli.
If somebody
a
didn't do
talk
that, it
show
never would have
host,
even
went
hit
up
the
there.
news.
Well,
Alex sent two reporters, David Knight and the gentleman from Joe Biggs that did 3 tours in Afghanistan. He sent both of them for a couple days. They came back because they were threatened on.
Of course. Now
couple
we have the
occasions.
thing coming out from the minerals that they just found there. So things will snowball. You have to make a point. You have to make.
I think that's
You
what
have to
freedom
make
and
a
liberty.
stand.
I'm going to say that I think that freedom and liberty. That's what it's all about.
You have to.
If
If you
you
don't have
aren't-
that, you have nothing.
If you aren't doing physical harm to someone or someone's property, you have a right to be wrong. And you have a right to stand up, and that's what they were doing. Now, I just heard on Kevin Wall's show that Cliven Bundy has said that his son was quoted, who's in custody. He was quoted, and it made the national news. And Cliven has said that his son didn't say those things. So
Probably not. He probably was obligated to do. say.
Or he was threatened to say him.
That's what I
that's-
mean. Obligated, forced to say, hey, either you say that or you're
It's
going
like
to
the
spend.
Iranian hostages. They have to say what a great meal they had.
Yeah.
How good they've been.
Well,
taken
see,
care of.
Obama wanted to close down Guantanamo Bay, so I guess they moved it up to Oregon. They're torturing people up there.
Oh.
But I would assume, and I'm not too bright, I'm not too intelligent, but I would assume they would be more effective instead of them taking a private property or whatever property they took over. It would have been better if they would have walked into the city hall and or the county or the governor's mansion and take over. That's what they should have done.
Take over the county recorder's office.
Take
maybe.
over the whole state of Oregon. That's what they should have done.
Wow.
Well, that's going to take more than 11 people.
Yeah.
You have to start someplace. Maybe 11 people would spark 20, would spark 100, would spark, and then maybe when they get several thousand people, then they could take over Oregon. But you got to start with something, and you got to go to the public, to the news, and get everything going.
That would
Why did it peter out? Remember Waco?
That
Petered out with a big bomb or whatever it was. I mean,
That would
was
have
a
been
pretty-
a
that was
good
the end of
way.
Janet Reno.
That
set her
would have
packing.
been the perfect thing to create the interest of the media. You know, taking over the governor's mansion and another group take over the city hall and the capitol. You know, I would say, I don't know what else.
Are you going to ask the governor to leave, or are you just going to hold him in custody?
I will ask. I don't know. I would be
You
a
haven't
matter
thought it
of.
out, okay.
I think it could have been easy to let him go, so they cannot charge them with kidnapping.
sure.
You know, they're gonna find ways to put charges and charges because that's what the law said. That's what the law do. I'm sorry, it's nothing say that. The law, when the police arrest you, they put charges like crazy. You know, if you got $10 in your pocket, they charge you with 10 illegal money, dollar per charge. So at the time you get to the DA get to you, they got deals to work. Well, look, I take 8 out of 10, and you got 2 charges, and you know, they always do that. Always. That's a way, a modus operandi when the government is crook. You know, work deals. And if you don't work deals, you don't get out of prison. That's the whole thing. Even when you are in prison, in order for you to be released from prison, you have to admit to a crime you didn't commit, and you did 10 years.
Well, the people that do that are in prison right now. They don't even know it.
Yeah?
They don't have to be sent to a prison. They're already in one. If they're that fearful of your own government, then that's...
That's a problem.
don't get locked up because you're already locked up.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of people in prison right now. I know a handful of people that 2 hands, 10. I know 2 hands, 10 fingers. I got 10 fingers of people that I know they are in prison right now for inconsistency with the government, for not being a puppet of the government and for not accepting. I tell you, one of those people is O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson. He was offered 10 months in prison. No, I didn't do anything wrong by going over there to pick up. Well, he didn't know that he was being charged with the murder that another 12 people in California found him not guilty. That's all it was. Then what do you need a jury? Why are you gonna bullshit the people of this town or this city or this county or this country, whatever you want to call? Why are you gonna give the image of justice, balanced justice, if you're not gonna have balanced justice? The jury found him not guilty, but everybody always mentioned a Los Angeles trial. And that's why they offered him 10 months in jail. David Royer, the former district attorney, offered him 10 months in jail. He didn't want to take the 10 months, so now he's doing 30 years. That is the justice in Nevada, my friends.
He was just a few days away from finding the real murderer of Nicole. That's why he got thrown. That's why he wanted to stay out of jail, because he was just almost had that case solved.
I think you're being sarcastic, but I don't
Huh?
care.
Well, no.
I
he
think
was
you're being
working
sarcastic,
hard every
but
day
I
trying
don't
to find the real murderer.
Well, he didn't need to. He
Oh,
didn't
that's
need to do. Let the law do it. He didn't
Well,
need
he
to
was-
do anything.
He wanted to.
Set the record straight.
Well, no, he wanted
Let
to
me tell
punish
you.
the people that really killed Nicole. He was trying to.
Let me tell you something.
stick up for her.
Clark. Let me tell you, I only met O.J. Simpson twice in my whole life, and I talked to him 3 times. 2 times that I met him, and 1 time over the phone. Actually, 2 times over the phone. Okay, I tell you one thing. O.J. have 3 things the women want. Women nowadays like. He got money. He was a good looking. He got fame. He didn't need to kill Nicole. They have dinner 3 hours before. They had a very good dinner, very amicable dinner. She left with that guy, or the guy followed her to return her glasses or whatever she left behind. You know, Nicole was not a saint. Nicole have no respect for anybody, because to me, my personal opinion, and I keep saying that today because I'm sick and tired of people accusing me that I'm crazy. To me, it's my opinion. Nicole, to me, the woman that go out with her ex-husband or her husband, best friend, it doesn't have any credibility whatsoever. She went out with the guy that it was with O.J. and the
Al
white
Cowlings.
Bronco.
Al Cowlings.
Whatever his name was. Okay? To me, a woman that it doesn't have too much credibility in my book. And I think she's a very immoral. Okay? She got a little bit of a habit, and she owed money to the Colombian cartel. And why? Why will O.J. Simpson need to kill Nicole? What was the benefit of killing Nicole? Okay? He got the kids. He didn't have the kids. He wasn't arguing the custody of the kids. He got nothing whatsoever. What is now you tell me, because you're the one with the sarcastic remark, tell me what was the reason that O.J. may have to kill Nicole Simpson?
Maybe he didn't want her going out with any more of his friends.
Jealousy? Well, he didn't seem like to me like a
He
jealous
doesn't live. He
type,
doesn't.
but
you know.
I don't know that we have enough contact
Let
with
me
to
tell
get
you
to know
one.
people like
Let
that.
me tell you one thing that the people don't realize in this country. They allow the minorities to go up, but when they go too up, they want to destroy it.
That's true everywhere.
That's reality. You know, That's reality.
Yeah, because it's justification. See, they did something that I wouldn't do, and that's why they were more successful than me. That justifies my lack of success because I wouldn't do that. You know,
He
you hear
was
it all the time. It's a comparison factor. It's a justification for not getting involved and getting something done, which apathy. That's we're talking about all this political stuff. We're in this mess because we've been apathetic for a lot of years. I've talked to at least 3 or 4 people in the last 3 or 4 days regarding what was happening there and the political scheme and some of the talks, and there are a lot of people. The lights are on, but there's nobody home. They don't really. First of all, about half of them think there's nothing they can do anyway. So why should they try to do something? There's nothing they can do, and I don't know where they learned that, but they believe it. It might just be the fluoride in the water, just depressing them and convincing them, making them even more apathetic than the average American. I don't know. I've got to try. I don't have to worry about energy to try to do something, even if it's just explain to them that they can do that. You don't have to. Who taught you that? You know, maybe when you were 6 or 7, maybe one of your parents told you couldn't do something. I can still remember my mother telling me that I could grow up to be president. Now, in retrospect, I think she was wrong.
Oh, please.
But
God forgive us for that. You, President of the United States? Oh,
No,
my God.
I don't.
What do you say about that,
Well,
guy?
it wouldn't be worse than what we got right now.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. That's true.
I'd have good security. I'll tell you that. And I think Trump will. And I
But you got to
I
get
pray
rid of the
every day
guns.
that Trump will get an opportunity to see what Trump will do.
Well.
I think the powers that be are absolutely scared to death of Trump.
Well,
Yeah, definitely. Because
why
they
can't the
cannot buy
people-
him.
Right.
They cannot
How can they get
buy
him to do
him.
anything? How-
Why don't the
they
people,
don't?
the
They wouldn't even
voters-
know where to start the conversation.
why don't the voters just see that, and that's all they should be concerned about? They see the despicability of everybody trying to destroy the man. Why doesn't that mean something to the voters and say, I'm voting for Trump?
I tell you
Because
one
everybody's
thing, I
after him.
know.
I'm voting for him. He
I
must have
think
something going.
one of the people in Fox News made a mistake today when they said that he's cheap and he didn't want to spend any money. I believe that is going to
He spent
hit.
$10 million in a week. What did the person on Fox News spend?
I know, but they claim that he didn't spend enough money to research every detail in Iowa. While Ted Cruz spent 2.1 million or something like
well,
that.
he spent $1 million on the vets out of his pocket. That had nothing to do with the campaign. He just spent the money.
Yeah.
He got $5 million of his friends' money up too.
Well, that's
Pretty damn good.
a problem that some people with money have. They don't know how to spend the money, and maybe that was his case. But I tell you what, that will be a reverse reaction. Now he might spend the money, and he gonna show. Then he don't need anybody to contribute to his campaign. He not gonna have anybody putting money into his campaign that he's gonna be obligated later on.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna tell me that Ted Cruz is gonna be open and transparency? No, he can't, because those millions of dollars that he collected are gonna they're gonna hunt him back for years to come. You know, that's all it is.
Jeb Bush, $100-something million went nowheres. Jesus Christ.
Now that was the most money
That's a
spent
big- well,
in the
look at
history of
Hillary-
this country
Hillary
for
Clinton's got
3%.
more. I bet Hillary Clinton's got more, and that money's all wasted.
Yeah, but she know how to hide it. She don't need to worry about it. She
No,
know.
the people that gave her the money, they're not going to get anything for it.
We think that might be the case. But meanwhile, Clark and I were looking at the odds for the presidential success, and Hillary's still the favorite. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think she could last another week or two.
That's what I'm saying, folks. That's what I'm saying, guys. People, if they still thinking that Hillary Clinton is the best choice they have, they deserve Hillary Clinton. They deserve it. And then I can retire. I can retire. I can complain with a little money that I got coming every month and a little bit of money here and there. I don't need this radio show. I don't need the newspaper. I can retire and go to Santa Monica and enjoy my life. And
I
when
don't
somebody
know.
talk,
You think Hillary will let you travel to California? I don't know about that.
they might move to California,
Oh.
and I stay there.
You won't be able to do anything in California.
You
'cause
probably
Jerry
need a
Brown
visa.
Won't let you. You can't have a barbecue. You can't blow your leaves out of the way of your yard.
Oh,
You
I
can't
don't
do
like.
anything.
I don't like any of that stuff. I don't
Oh,
like barbecue.
well,
I
good.
don't-
You just have
no.
You have to stay home and don't run air conditioning. Nothing. You just stay home.
They stay home watching TV, watch
No, you
law,
can't watch TV.
watch
TV?
law,
That's,
watch
no,
law,
that's
and
a
watch
luxury.
TV.
That's
Watch
that'll
Law-
be
Brown's
phased
gonna
out.
take over the TV. Because
watch
all
Law and
dictators-
Order. You know, I watch the high channels. I
Law
don't
and
watch.
Disorder.
I don't watch channel 3, 5, 8, 13, 21,
Stay
33.
here because pretty soon you won't have any of those stations.
That's true.
Yeah, they're all getting taken off.
But they don't have a ocean. They don't have the sand. They don't have any of that stuff that Santa
Well,
Monica
wait a
has.
while.
Eh?
I've been waiting. I've got a lot of property out here. I'm waiting for it to be oceanfront. I was sold a bill of goods. If that California doesn't disappear soon, I will have lost all my money.
Well,
I bought all around Prim, all over there in the desert. Supposed to be oceanfront
well,
any day now.
let me tell you.
Just on this side of the San Andreas Fault. Supposed to be a good buy. When?
If people of this country elect the same type of government we have now, they deserve to suffer the consequence. And I'm gonna retire, and I don't need to do nothing. I lock myself in my house, watch TV, and play with my dogs, and I don't need anything else.
And the progressives won because they dumbed down 50% of the people to where they put themselves in perpetual power. So they win. They took advantage of the situation. They stole our children, and they put their own progressive teachers in school that don't teach history, and they've dumbed everybody down. So they win. That was their game plan. They got away with it.
Well, I hope not, but
We'll
I
see.
hope not. We got what?
I
8
can't
months?
figure out the odds. Just got me baffled.
We got March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We got 9 months. The same time that it take a woman to have a baby. And that's going to be my
Well,
that's going to be my baby. Either we have our country back or I become secluded. I don't have to shave. I don't have to have my hair cut. I don't have to do anything but watch TV. I don't even want to watch tapes, just TV. That's all. And the high channels, not even the local channels, because I believe that the local media is as guilty as anybody else.
what
And
is the biggest problem?
that is the problem. That's exactly right. I say, like I said, I'm not an expert in politics, but I believe that the media is the worst enemy that the American people have.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
why dictators don't allow media.
that's
Well,
true. That's true.
Most of them have one form of media.
Yeah, the
Theirs.
government.
Their own.
They own.
Yeah.
You know, look at Cuba. They only got one newspaper.
And that's what we have.
Yeah.
We have the liberal progressive media, so we really have one. It's been taken over too, so we're in trouble.
Yeah, but unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know how to say it. Nevada is not a country yet. You know, I call them a country, but Nevada It's no, the review journal doesn't mean anything to anybody, to be honest with you. Only to the people in this town that have no other choice but to read the review journal. And that's why I told the people in my article last week, if Cox want to raise your, go someplace else. Go to Dish, go to, what do we have here?
Dish and
No, what do we got here?
Cox.
No. What do we got here?
DirecTV.
Oh,
I've answered that
DirecTV.
5 times.
DirecTV. Go someplace else. How dare, well, if you don't pay what I want, I'm going to take you off the air. Go ahead, take me off the air. What's the difference? And now we got to tell people to go to DirecTV, period. Or Dish or whatever.
The problem is you don't have that many choices. That's the problem because the government controls your choices.
But
look at healthcare.
what do we got now?
They don't let you go across state lines to get health care, to bargain. If you're a company, you can't bargain for your health care for your employees. If you're a big nationwide company, you have to have health care.
I know. But let me tell you. Maybe we got one or two people listening to this radio show, and I would like to try to open their eyes. That one or two people that are listening to this radio show.
Let's give out a number. See if somebody'd like to comment.
Well, we'll try 702-493-5222.
Okay.
A little slower. You got your pen and
493-5.
pencil ready.
Yeah,
Write this
don't
down.
do like Kevin Wall do.
52222222222.
Okay. Now let me explain something. Let me ask you something. See, you took me off the. I lost.
Off topic.
What were you saying?
5222.
No, what were you saying before that?
We don't have that many choices.
Well, okay, we wasn't talking
You made
about.
comment to
We
the
was
people
not.
that were listening.
We was not talking
there are two
about.
people listening.
We was not talking about the insurance, Obamacare, or whatever. We was talking about the television set.
Right.
If they have a deal for, let's say, $5 a show, $5 a program, $5 whatever, why now? That's exactly what they do to the customers. You call in to Cox Cable, you get a price. Oh, $39.99, and then when the bill comes, it's $99.99. Okay, and then next month it's $129. Oh, we put the price up. Well, I tell you, I am going to answer the call. I'm going to answer an email to the guy who is in charge of Cox Public Relations or Public Information Office. I don't know what. To me, they all public relations, but I'm going to offer him the opportunity to come here and talk to the people in the radio and to take my questions, because I believe that why the people are forced to have Cox Cable if they want to see the city council or the county commissioners meetings in the comfort of their living room. Why? I love to watch the city council. I gotta sit in front of the computer because I don't have Cox. And that is the problem with that. They are controlling, and I don't blame Cox. That came from Brian Greenspan. That's not Cox. When Brian Greenspan used to have Prime Cable, they made that deal to force people to join Cox.
It's not a free market then, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, well.
In the first place, like I wrote last week, I believe it was in my column, or I don't remember because sometimes I write too. I think it was a front page article. Okay, I wrote that, and the only reason that I didn't put my name is not because I'm not afraid, it's because I think it's too egotistic to write 3 articles written by the same reporter or the same writer or the same whatever you want to call. To me, I don't like to put my names on stuff like that. But I just put Las Vegas Tribune staff. I am a part of the Las Vegas Tribune staff, so I'm not lying. And even if somebody else, if Maramis, even if anybody writes something and somebody complains, I'm the captain of the ship. I take charge. I take responsibility. I'm not like the district attorney's office. Then they claim that nobody wants to take responsibility. I do take responsibility because I got the balls to take responsibility, and that's the whole thing. I'm not afraid to take responsibility. I wrote the article and I said that that was Brian Greenspan's idea of controlling and forcing people to, and at that time, there was no other cable company. There was no other cable company. It was just Prime Cable, nobody else, but that's the way it is. What time is it anyway? I can see that clock in there, I'm telling you.
10-2.
10-2? Oh, well, we're getting close to the wake-up call.
Have there been any stories about the public the public access channels that I remember
That's the one. Thank
cable
you.
contracts?
Thank you.
How's that working?
Public television. It is to have the public use that public television channel.
In Oregon, I know that you sign up and you get a show.
The city of Las Vegas and the county of Clark has kidnapped those two channels and don't allow anybody else but exactly a propaganda for the city and the county. That's why. Thank you for reminding me what I was saying, because I was getting too excited and I forgot what I was saying. And I had.
What other cities have stuff like that the cities haven't grabbed?
Well, one of the suburbs in LA I know had one because a friend of mine had.
What do you mean had?
Played. He lived there and he played the guitar and he signed up and he had a half-hour show and he sang songs. And
no. He got no problem with that. I'm sure then David Riggman, the director of communication for the city of Las Vegas, or Eric Papa, the communication director for the county, we'd be happy to give anybody half an hour to play guitar. But if you ask for a show like Face the Tribune, they will not even talk to you. Oh, no, that's impossible. That's impossible. If you got a show like The Herd or like Wake Up Call, you kidding? You out of your mind? No, that's only for the city propaganda. That's the only thing they do. And
I know that the contract, from what I've been told, said that they were supposed to be providing that within a commercially
free
reasonable period of time.
Commercial free.
In other words, as they're setting up what they're going to show and they put their programs together, they're supposed to provide time for that for the general public. That people that want to have a public access station is a station where the public is given access to it. If they wanted to have a show like Face the Tribune or the Herd or the Wake Up Call, you should be able to do it.
Where can you do that?
I'm not even sure that they even put the forms together to apply for it.
No, they don't allow you to do it.
It was part of the original contract when they were allowed a monopoly operation.
Oh, so you're saying like the cable companies had to offer that to start with. Kind of like gambling had to be on riverboats to start with to get it passed through. And then the riverboats pretty soon all didn't have to sail anymore. And then pretty soon the riverboats became land-based casinos.
As the
things evolved.
As the political contributions came in, the rules were changed.
Right. It was just to fake you out, and they had to give it to the Indians.
Also, I was under the impression, I can be wrong on that because time changed, then the cable television was advertising free.
Well, that's
You
the
know-
way it started. So with the dishes in your
That's
backyard,
why you had to pay for it.
remember?
because
And
there
then
was no
pretty soon you had to
advertising.
pay for the dishes.
But now it's advertising, and
And
you
you
had to,
pay for it.
You
and
gotta
pay
follow
an
the
arm and a
money.
leg.
You follow the money. It always comes down to the money. Like the court system.
Yeah,
here,
I'm
it's all
gonna,
about
I'm
the
gonna,
money.
I'm gonna email back to this man. I forgot his name now, and I guess he read the Tribune because he quote and he sent me the link of the Las Vegas Tribune with the article, and he apologized for not asking me, for not answer me on time. He didn't realize that I was in a deadline, and the same thing with Channel 8. I got the quote from Channel 8 now, and I'm going to use it in a follow-up article. But this man said to call him anytime I want to, and he will be happy to tell me the whole story. Because as far as I know, the story that I have in the paper, it was my story. You know, I believe then we need. Can you open that door?
Sure.
I don't know why people knock on the door when this is a business and the door is open. Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
Who's this?
Pete.
Oh, Pete. Okay. Anyway, I got what? I got 1 minute left.
If you want it, 40 seconds.
Well, if you will have 40 seconds, I'm just gonna say thank you for listening. Don't forget to support Donald Trump. Don't forget to go with your guts and work for the better of the United States of America, not the pocket of Harry Reid or any of those people, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. You know, people have to realize the socialist, communist is the exploitation of the man by the government. The democracy is the exploitation of the man by the man.
Enjoy your freedom because you never know when it might end.
That's right. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless America. My name is Rolando Larraz, and I stand behind every word that I said in here today.
I always wanted to use that statement
What statement?
about freedom. It's the first time that I really popped into my head, and it seemed like a good time. There's a lot of things that we take granted. We complain about a lot, but there's a lot of things that